Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I am Amy and I post 3 videos a week. I post a lot of makeup content here, a lot of full face first impressions, a lot of top 5 makeup products in a category, and a lot of videos like today's, which is a 3-day foundation wear test. Now here on my channel, I love foundation. It is my #1 favorite makeup product, and I love foundation wear tests. However, I find that personally, a first impression, even if it is a wear test, doesn't give me kind of an idea of how I would wear that in my everyday life, how I would make that foundation work for me. So I do a 3-day foundation wear test here, where on the first day, I typically wear it with no primers and no special touches. No sprays or anything like that. And I also do not wear highlighter throughout the week because I want to see how the foundation looks on my cheekbones. I also do swatches compared to some of my staple foundation colors, and a lot of stuff. I try to give you a lot of information. If that sounds like your kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on mine. But today's foundation is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. This was a favorite of Tati's long ago when she was on the internet, and I have wanted it ever since. I did find this at TJ Maxx. I do use the link that I will have below to check the date and make sure everything is good. TJ Maxx gets a lot of product. They get overstock product. They get stuff when company's gonna repackage. So don't think everything there is old or expired, because it is not. So use the link, save it to your phone so you can use it while you're out, and just check things before you buy them. So I did check this and it is all good. I get the shade 1.5C. Obviously I didn't have a lot of options. I couldn't just choose my favorite shade, but I do think this shade worked out for me. That is a huge intro. Please don't forget to like this video if you like it while you're watching, and let's go ahead and get into it. So before I go in, I'm gonna read a little bit about it, and I'll put the swatches over it while I do that. This weightless buildable whipped liquid can be layered from medium to maximum coverage to address both tone and texture. Never dull or greasy, skin gets a pro artist velveteen finish that looks picture perfect in real life and on screen. This package is so interesting because of the glass back here and the plastic over here. It's kind of, it feels a little off balance. I don't know if I even showed you when I was talking about, but like it feels a little, I mean, yes, it will sit this way, but it just feels in your hand a little off balance. So it has a locking mechanism and then 45-degree angle. Let's see if you guys can see it, and we're gonna go. Ugh. Okay, that was not in focus. Are you in focus now? I don't think you are, honestly. I don't think that was really in focus, but you saw it. Okay, so I am gonna use my e.l.f. sponge on one side and I will use a brush on the other side. I do not like the Beauty Blender. It's a little bit too almost like silicone-y or plasticky feeling to me, and I just don't like it. I really like my e.l.f. sponge. It's super duper squishy. So I'm kind of picking it up from here, going here to get it on my brush more evenly, at least a little bit maybe, and then yeah, I don't smell a smell. I didn't see fragrance on there, so okay. So here is one side with the brush. I did build up a little bit on that healing acne, and I think it covered it pretty well. So with and without, I think it has pretty good coverage. I'm gonna go ahead and do the sponge side before we talk about the finish, so we have something kind of to compare it to. So I do still have a bunch here. I'm gonna take, these birds are so loud today. I'm gonna take a sponge. sponge side, brush side. From far away and what I can see in the monitor, the coverage does look about the same. But already from this far away, I do feel like around here, it was kind of hard to blend in, and it looks better on this side of my nose. But let's look up close. I'm gonna give this a second to dry down, but right now this side does look a little bit drier, like around my nose right there, right around my eyebrow right here, a little around right here. Whereas this side does have like more of a skin-like situation. Yeah, let me zoom you in a little bit more, or a lot. All right, and let's see, can you see it around my nose here, how it's gathered there, but it's almost like separating right here, and then it's got like a line here. It's just kind of dry looking. And then here, it's kind of dry and textured looking. Here, let me show you my forehead up close. So this side looks a lot more like thin and skin-like, whereas this side, especially in here, has a little bit more heaviness and dryness. And then let's look at this side of the nose. Hopefully that helps. Let me zoom back out. Not really loving this side at all. This side I think looks nice. It's not as juicy as I personally like, but for a long wear velvet kind of foundation, I think it looks nice. I would say it has more like a satin finish instead of velvet, because velvet to me means like it's so matte that it looks almost like a good powdery, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know how to describe that, like, but I do like the sponge side better. But I'm gonna go ahead and go do the rest of my makeup, and I will see you back in a second. All right, I am back. I have a full face of makeup on, and I think honestly on camera and kind of like from 2-3 feet away, it looks really nice. It has a nice medium coverage. It gives, I'm not wearing a highlighter today, and I am wearing a matte bronzer and a matte blush. It gives just enough of a reflection to the skin to make it look a little bit more skin-like, a little bit more healthy. But up close, guys, my nose it just looks worse and more dry and more separated. Around my forehead looks quite heavy and like dry. I've got like a little bit of a weird situation here where like my concealer met the foundation, and I did only lightly set where my concealer was, so I shouldn't see this much of a powderiness to my face, especially with how much I prepped my skin today. I honestly wore so much, you know, hydrating things to get my skin prepared for this. And it's not my favorite so far. Over the week, I will try to mix it with some more hydrating things to bring hydration physically into the formula rather than like priming hydrating wise, and such, to see if I can get it to work for my really dry, thirsty skin. But at this time, I would say it's honestly not the worst matte foundation that I have used, but I don't think it's good enough to where I would want to wear this out of the house. I might take a picture in it because I feel like if you're far enough away, it looks good, but in person, it looks quite dry. Yeah. So sad to say that, but that is my first thoughts. But yeah, so here is the end of day one. The beginning of day two. The end of day two. and the beginning of day 3. And the end of day 3. All right, welcome back. It has been a week. I have been trying this foundation out, and I have some thoughts, guys. Some interesting thoughts. So, I have worn this a few different days, a few different ways. Hey, why don't I say that more in these videos? I'm gonna wear it a few different ways and on a few different days. A few different days on a few, I can't, that's why I don't say it. Anyways, let's talk about this Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. First of all, the color 1.50C, I think it's fine for me. I don't like put it on and think it's like the most perfect color for me, but once it's blended in, let's see. I don't know, I think you can see it there, like kind of liquidy in the middle. I would say it's a little yellow for me. But I think it works okay. I didn't notice it being like it didn't oxidize and look really orange. It's just a little bit yellow for me. It's a little bit different than my usual suspects, like my Pat McGrath, let's see what else we got here. My Nars, even the Makeup Forever Reboot. These ones are all very thin. But this is a whipped formula, so it's a little bit thicker and creamier than what I normally wear. I normally wear things that are a little bit more thin or really hydrating. So I was thinking with this formula that I probably wasn't gonna like it. Long story short, I really liked it because I felt like it gave me a pretty full coverage matte finish that still kept me hydrated, so it didn't crumble on my face or break down on my face too badly. It did look a little heavy the first 2 days around my mouth, specifically because of how thick that formula is, but on the 3rd day I mixed it in with my primerizer, which I love to do. That's my #1 reason for loving that primer, is because it mixes so well with foundations. Like, it doesn't mess up the formula. Like, I love using the Auric Glow Less, but sometimes because that is so emollient and it doesn't have a dry down and all of that, it kind of stays hydrated on your face. It sometimes can break down foundations depending on the formula. But the primerizer I haven't found does that. It just kind of makes your foundation, you know, cut in half, a little bit thinner, a little bit more lightweight, and it helped so much. I felt like I still got really great coverage, and it just didn't look as heavy at the end of the day. It did have like a little bit more of like a moisturizing feeling rather than a matte feeling, but it still had the matte finish. It still wore really well all day. I was not expecting to like this foundation, honestly. I'm glad that I picked it up. This is on a long time ago recommendation of the one and only Tati. She used this foundation so much that when I saw it at TJ Maxx, I was like, I have to pick that up. This is my chance. I'm never gonna buy it at Sephora. Like, let me buy it here for, you know, what was it, like $14 or something? Like, let me buy it. Let me see. And guys, I really liked it. Obviously, I do like it mixed in with my primerizer. That would be my top way to wear it. So I wouldn't say it's like my favorite foundation or my go-to foundation, but surprisingly, it went really well, and I liked it on my dry skin. It didn't give me any irritation. I didn't break out. It has been like on sale quite a lot. I don't know if they are discontinuing it or, you know, just trying to sell some because the ones that they made are getting old, or what they're doing. But I would definitely like go to TJ Maxx and look for it. Obviously, I will leave the link down below that I use when I'm at TJ Maxx. Like literally while I'm at TJ Maxx looking at makeup, I'm running those numbers to see if it's good. Typically, if it's like a powder product, like if it was like a powder bronzer, I'm not as interested. Like I don't care if it's old. I don't care. But a liquid foundation and skincare, definitely. Lip products, eyeliners, mascaras, things like that. I like to really check the expiration dates just to make sure, because I do have sensitive eyes, sensitive skin. So just try to be wary of that if you do shop at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and things like that. I'll put that link down below so you can check it out. Those are my final thoughts on the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. Have you tried this? Let me know your thoughts below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!